What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of NF Twins. Today we're talking about 5 phenomena that shape our lives without us noticing. Lucas, are you ready to join the Illuminati? I guess he's ready. All right, let's start with the first effect. All right, this one is a famous effect. It's actually named after a famous person called Barbara Streisand, which originated in 2003 when there were aerial photos of her, I think, like house in Malibu from the beach, and basically she sued the photographer that he wasn't allowed to actually take these pictures and to publish them. Well, what was the effect then? So before the lawsuit, the photo was actually only downloaded 6 times. And out of the 6 times, 2 of them were actually her lawyers who downloaded it. So not really nothing. After the lawsuit, because everyone who's got into the press, it got downloads of more than 400,000 times.
So basically, once you forbid it, it draws more attention to people.
Exactly. When you try to suppress information, you unintentionally draw more attention to it, making it spread faster and wider. So basically, it's just like, oh, because she's trying to hide it, there must be something fishy going on. Let's fucking go. So, Lucas, how does it impact your daily life then?
I mean, I'm thinking of like more about dictatorships and stuff like this, because like I'm like, how would it work then, right? Because they are still
that's not
able.
your daily life, but
That's
all
not
right.
my. All right. So not my daily life, but it's the first thing I thought about it because I'm like, all right, they don't want the information to leak.
First thing he talks about is dictatorships. You can tell he's German.
Jesus. No, my daily life. Good idea. I mean, to be honest, I don't really watch news, so no. Give me an example. What do you think?
So it's about, well, you can say that with celebrities, whatever or not, but it's also like, think about it. So when you fail to delete like a social media post that was super embarrassing, and then someone noticed, hey, he tried to delete it, and you just fucking, you see that actually commented underneath, delete, something like that, bro, pay so much more attention to it because like, bro, nobody noticed before. It's like, for example, you're in a party, and you're in a party, and you washed your hands or something, and then you had a stain on your pants, and then all of a sudden you're like, are you trying to hide it? Like, oh no, everybody will think that you peed, and exactly because of that action, everybody will think that you peed your pants because nobody will notice before. That's how.
No, I think it's only if you talk about it, not like if you try to delete the photo, because like I think it's more about.
No, it's about the news coming out. It's about the news coming out.
Yeah.
Barbara Streisand didn't talk about it. It's a point that you try to cover up something.
I believe that, for example, with like pee in the pants, it's like, oh no, this is not pee. I washed my hands.
Well,
like,
that's
right? I'm like, because you literally is like, look.
Well, yeah, you're paying. What are we covering up? Yeah, exactly. Depends, right? But this is the scenario. But it also is the same in companies. For example, what was the most recent thing with oh my god, the Coldplay thing with the CEO and that basically had an affair?
Yeah.
So yeah, they didn't cover it up. They actually went into it, right? Because what you're supposed to do is, this is how it taking advantage of it. This is the next step. Sorry, I'm skipping ahead here. What would be a good example? So in business, I know something bad happens, and then you try to cover it up, and you fail with the cover up, and then people are like, "Look, they're covering it up." So
just leave it. I mean, look at Trump, right? He doesn't say anything. He just accepts it. He might even lean into it.
Well, exactly. This is now the next step, Lucas. How to take advantage of it, right? We already talked about work life. It's like you fuck up as a company, just lean into it. If you have, for example, you're in the news because you treat your workers bad, fucking run an ad that like basically does a satire where you whip them, etc. You fucking lean into it. Because here at Wendy's, we whip our clients or our patient, whatever it is, right? It's like you'll go hard into it. Or Trump, whatever he does. Like put a cheeky response out there and just lean into it. Because covering up is just like, no, just fucking gotta make it ridiculous.
Agree.
And like on a personal level, you just stay silent or ignore the small issue. Like nobody noticed you fucking beat your pal or you just wash your hands.
I mean, if you don't say anything, it's like it's not even right.
Why are you looking at the guy's crotch?
In general, I mean, if you spend time on it and talk about it, people will notice. Because otherwise, if you ignore it, it's just like it wasn't even worth your time. So it might have been something big. Normally, people always like find excuses when it's something big. Like no, like this or this, and it's like no, I didn't have time. For example, in the daily life, when people say, "Yeah, sorry, I can't come," but if I feel like if people just they have time but don't really want to come, they make up these fucking large excuses, these large stories, and then they have to explain it to you why and everything. It's like, just tell me I'm not free, and that's it. Maybe that's a possibility
I don't know.
because they need to
About that.
lean into it.
Not sure.
I don't know.
Well, works for you. Works for you. All right, Lucas, are you ready for number 2?
Yes, always.
Okay, this one is a German one. It's called Baader-Meinhof phenomena, which is basically a frequency illusion. So this is the background. So this is named after a German terrorist group because someone first heard the name and then encountered it again shortly afterwards. Given the illusion, it was suddenly everywhere. So in psychology, it's called the frequency illusion, and it was discovered by linguist Arnold Zwicky. So what is the effect, Lucas, based on that story?
I'm pretty much, let's say I buy myself new Nikes and then I'm seeing them everywhere because I've gotten aware of them, and then I'm seeing them, or car, like a car. I'm seeing a Porsche, whatever in that color, and then I will start seeing, okay, Porsche, maybe not that many, but other cars, I see them everywhere. And that's it, because you're getting more aware of certain things, and now your brain will focus on it.
So exactly. So basically, you're saying once you notice something for the first time, your brain unconsciously starts like spotting it more often. It's just like, hey, green car. You have one green car everywhere. Green cars. I think that's the frequency has increased, even though it hasn't.
I think that's also why it's really important in business when you start, like, for example, we go in a restaurant, first thing we do, we fucking count cables and think about how much money they make or what is inefficiencies, how to improve it. And the thing is, that's how you can train your brain as well. So you start doing this, you used to be once aware of this, and now you just start doing it or seeing it everywhere. So inefficiency, that's also good if you want to start a company or like looking for ideas. You can first, if you do it once, you'll start doing automatically in others. So you see maybe holes where you can build something.
Okay, you're talking about taking advantage of it, but the impact on daily life. How are we actually influenced by it? Well, businesses, everybody has seen it in marketing, right? You get one ad, and you get fucking next ad, and then the next ad, and then the next ad. It appears like everyone has been fucking talking about it, but it's just you.
But this is also what I think is called clap. What is it called? Thunderclap or
Yeah,
something
but it's
like
so
that?
different. It's like completely different
Yeah,
concept.
it's on, but I think it's very related because, like, when you see it once, your brain just automatically, all right, forget about it. You see it a second time, you're like, wait a minute, and then a third time in the same day, you're like, okay, the entire world is talking about it, and that's why on social media campaigns, what they do is like they do getting a lot of influence at the same time to run like ads or coordinate posts at the same time because they think the fucking entire world is talking about it, even though these are just a few influencers who are in the same, or you are in the same target group, I guess. And then you're seeing it from different one at the same time, and you think the world is talking about it, even though it's just a very, very small niche, and they're talking about it.
True. So they're taking advantage of it, basically.
Yes.
All right. You're basically talking already how this could work in the work life. But what about the personal life, Lucas? Reinforcing habits?
Mm, what are you thinking about?
So basically, if you want to learn a new word or concept, that you just constantly review it. And then you're like, look, you just make, like, look, let's say if you want on TV, every time you see a TV now, think about the word. Think about the word, what is TV in Spanish or whatever it is. You see it, and then you constantly remind yourself and do it. It's one thing, right? You just like, look, be aware of it. Or for example, I don't know, not learning words, but for example, if you are looking at food ingredients and now you're looking at, oh my, I don't want to eat sugar anymore. And now you fucking notice everywhere. There's sugar fucking everywhere.
I think that's the most important part, that you, especially with nutrition, because once you look at the label and
Yeah.
and then you cannot unsee it, and you're like, oh god damn it, there's so much fucking fat and sugar in there, or like ingredients that are this long, and you don't even know what half of them mean, like fucking chemistry book. So yeah,
100%. I agree. All right, Lucas, we're going back old school. This one is called the Mathew effect.
what is the Mathew effect?
So it comes from the biblical verse in the Gospel of Matthew. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and they will have abundance. And this was actually popularized in sociology by Robert K. Merton to describe cumulative advantage. Early success lead to more opportunities and more success. So Lucas, what is the effect?
Okay, in general, I mean, for me, it's like, all right, you already established, you have a name, then also more opportunities will come towards you. So, for example, that's why a lot of influencers, or they might not be just because they're famous, they're getting more opportunities. Doesn't mean they're better. Just because they are already in the game for a long period of time, they get more opportunities.
So basically, people with initial advantages will have more advantages later and more opportunities to further get ahead.
Yes.
And this is also, and those people who don't will thereby fall further behind, because just by comparison, obviously, if the one other goes further ahead, the other one goes.
How would you do that in your daily life? How would you compare that in your daily life? Would you compare it also to motivation? Because I'm thinking of like reinforcement. So for example, going to the gym. So if you've been already going for a longer period of time, you need to you get for example compliments from other people, which then on the other side it gets you more motivated to go into the gym. Whereas when you are, it's like when you,
Well, this is
the
just
same with business. So for example, when you're starting working out, you don't get any compliments, and you need a lot of motivation to go to the gym. Later, when you're going for years, it's very easy, but you're getting more compliments, which you technically, or motivation, which you should need at the beginning. Same with, for example, Chris Williamson talks about it at the beginning of a startup, or when you start something, you need to like lift off, right? So you need a lot of force, but nobody's helping you. And then when you're actually taking off, then like everybody's like applauding you, etc. And that's not when you actually need it. You need it at the beginning. And the same with motivation. So I assume this can also have an impact on it.
yes and no. I mean, for me, in my daily life, I was thinking more in general of compounding interest, whatever it is. So if you have something, you use compounding, let's say every 8 years it doubles. If you already have 1 million, if you compound that and it doubles, it's much more the absolute number, and versus the other one with 2,000. Starts with 1,000 with
And
a
percentage
million.
the same, but it's absolute
Exactly,
numbers much more.
exactly. It's just that much bigger. And then also with that, you don't have only compounds every 8 years, but maybe every 4 years it doubles. So like you get more opportunities. Everybody knows that. It's just like if you have if you're hanging out with, if you're going to a place, let's say you're going to a restaurant that you always go to.
Yeah.
So everyone knows you there, and that means the owner knows you. That means also that he will let you know, like, hey, can I make a reservation? He's like, okay, here you go, my boy. You get better privileges, right? It's the same thing, same concept, basically.
Okay, how can you take advantage of it?
Well, basically in a personal life, like seek small wins at the beginning, or get get momentum another day in whatever the discipline is that you want to do. And then in that system that you are, people or other players should see that, and so that you can take advantage of it, and they will offer that. For example,
Okay.
so for example, if you are an industry expert in whatever it is, in making pizza, for example, if you're really, really good at it,
Pizza's not there.
exactly, that's why. Then other people will come around to you and like give you opportunities for it, right? It's like, hey, by the way, do you want to work in my pizza restaurant, etc.?
So basically the different types of luck, right? So the one that is
Well, they take advantage of this, right?
giving luck a bigger space to land.
Exactly, bigger surface area. And then in business, obviously, it's just like, look, getting credibility, same concept, right? Getting credibility, you appear like fake it till you make it kind of thing. Like you appear more successful at the beginning, and then because you then appear more successful to others, this will give the like, oh, also fuck yeah, we want to work with them, etc. And you go from there. Okay, Lucas, we're going back to Old Greek. We're going from the Bible to Old Greek. This one is called the Pygmalion effect.
Damn,
This
that sounds complicated.
I know, bro. I don't even know how to fucking pronounce this thing. But it's named after a Greek myth and later a play, where a sculptor's belief in the beauty of his statue brings it to life. Basically, it was proven in 1968 by a study by Rosenthal and Jacobson. Teachers told that certain students who were intellectually bloomers saw those students perform better and improve purely due to high expectations. So what is the effect is? Basically, high expectations lead to better performance,
And
while low expectations can
exactly.
hurt performance, which is the golem effect, which is the other one.
What is effect?
Golem effect.
Golem?
Golem, yeah. Like a golem.
Hmm.
So it's the other direction, right? You have the high expectations lead to high performance. Obviously, there is different complexities to it.
It's what I was about to say, because if you have too high expectations and somebody cannot achieve this
Yeah.
will lead to frustration, and people
But
will not reach
we're
it.
just tendencies, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. So how does that impact your daily life? Well, we already mentioned the teacher example. Like if someone believes in your potential, you're more likely to meet your expectations.
Yeah.
Like it's always like if someone believes in you, yeah, fuck yeah. Because if you don't have high expectations of yourself, you're never gonna fucking try or do anything.
Or it doesn't even need to be of yourself, right? So, for example, if you're okay, the best is always in yourself, to be honest, because otherwise, if somebody else has high expectations or too high of expectations of you, and you cannot fulfill them,
Well,
that's a bad
we're not
thing.
saying too high. We're saying high expectations.
Oh, I think that's good because then you're also giving yourself, because you need to leave your comfort zone. Because if they have low expectations from you, you're just like, all right, fuck it, I don't need to do anything.
And also, we're not talking about mental health. We're just saying about performance, right? Absolute performance. High expectations lead to higher performance, better
Yeah.
performance. I'm not saying about happiness.
No. I agree.
So yeah, that's what basically this is the fact. So on business, well, leaders who show belief in their team's ability, also the team will perform better. Also, if you say high expectations, look, this is the standard that we work by. Please adjust to this. If you don't, if you have low, we had this, we know this experience. You set low expectations in the team, that's what fucking happens.
Yeah.
This is what you got to be fucking strict. If there's a doubt, no doubt. There's no doubt. It's just
True.
exactly get out of it. Well, so how can you take advantage of this? Obviously, in the personal life, surround yourself with people that believe in you
Also,
and have high expectations of you.
High expectations, as well as who have a similar lifestyle, or they want to achieve the same goals. Because in the end, if you're surrounding yourself with people who are not doing this or not in the same stage of life than you are, it makes it harder. First of all, to stay motivated to yourself, because you always influence each other. So the one group pulls the one in the one direction, the other friend to other. So that's why normally people surround themselves with people who are like-minded. For example, you want to be an entrepreneur and you don't mind working the weekends and pushing hard because you don't want to in the future wake up and be like, man, if I had only done more in the past, you should surround yourself with people who are like-minded, who are also pushing like this, because this will keep you going. And because entrepreneurship is hard, right? It's just like, what is it, eating glass, and then just like
Staring in the abyss.
Exactly. So I think that's very important. Same with losing weight, etc., going to the gym. If you only hang out with people who hate going to the gym, you will never it's barely get fit, or probably not.
Yeah, I mean, talking about the work life, I mean, obviously, as a manager or someone or as a leader, set high expectations, and goals for the team, ambitious goals that they can strive towards, as well as communicate that you believe in the team's ability, right? Said this is the goal, it's a stretch goal, but I believe that we can do it. That you can do it, whatever. Okay. Last one.
Tell me.
This is a fifth one. Similar name to our dad's first name, so this is called the Goodhart's Law.
Almost a Goodhart, huh?
Almost. So this is coined by economist Charles Goodhart in 1975. When a measure becomes a target, it ceases to be a good measure. So this is originally applied to economic policy, but now used in business, education, and data science. So basically, once people are measured on a specific metric, they often find ways to game the system, hitting the metric while underperforming the original goal. So this is funny. The other day I watched a reel on Instagram where they interviewed the Spotify founder, and they were like, so I think no, not Spotify, Shopify, and they were like, look, so how does it work with all the data and what are your KPIs? What are the KPIs that you check? And he's like, we're in half KPIs. Like, what do you mean you're on half KPIs? It's like, look, we track all the data, everything. We have a very sophisticated system, but we found that when we kept tracking only one, this is the key performance indicator for us, we're just optimizing for that overall instead of seeing how's the big picture, everything, how is everything connected. So, for example, like a funny story, no, not funny story, but like if you optimize for that, then obviously the rest will go down. Like people game the system. It's like
optimizing for sleep, optimizing for anything else. If you optimize it, there's always trade-offs, right? If you only focus on one thing,
no, that's not optimizing. But like if the KPI, for example, for sleep, if the KPI is the sleep time is 8 hours, but the sleep quality is shit because this is the only one thing you focus on, you're missing the goal, man. This is the point.
But the point also,
it's about measuring, not optimizing. It's what you measure and you maximize for, this is what they affect. Like, for example, sleep duration versus sleep like quality, right? Because these are all important things. And then if you look at the bigger picture, let's say, hey, you want to perform really well, sleep is only one factor of it, because you need to be well rested. Then if you don't work fucking on the other thing, you don't track that.
So Mark, how can you take advantage of it?
Well, on the work life, basically, use multiple complementary metrics. So not just one. Not the sleep has 5 metrics, not only one of duration.
Yeah.
Has quality, depth, whatever, that consistency, whatnot. And then this way you have less ways to gain the system, because you have also more numbers that you actually are focusing on.
Okay, I would take an example, for example, going to the gym. If your vanity metrics would be gym visits, right? So, but it doesn't mean how good was your workout, like the quality. Did you go to the gym and just go to the spa? That would work. I mean, it counts as a gym visit, but it's actually not really like
Well,
if your goal is
100%.
like getting fit or increasing your arm size, etc., glutes, whatever. That will not be a good metrics, the number of visits. So you need multiple. So that's why it just like it's good to have a North Star, but you should have also other metrics.
100%. So another thing would be the gym. Like the classic vanity metric is how much weight you can press. It's all about form, buddy. Like if your form is horrible,
it's not only your form; it's also about
it's about
the
execution.
tension.
Yeah, but this is form. This goes on from your form.
All right.
Like, right? Like form plus weight. Okay, you need weight as well. You need to find the perfect or the optimal.
And with form also it's meant like range of motion, right?
So it's range of motion, that you do it slow enough or not too fast. Time under tension.
Yeah.
That you have the appropriate weight also that you use, that it's challenging enough. Because if you stop after 12 and you could have done 30, you're definitely often up pushing you hard.
Also, the same as like that you have like the muscles most extended, right? Because like some people, if they do a lot of weight, they only do
stretch. That's what you said.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Horrible. If you only do the first 30%, like literally, it's not the muscle stretch at all. Forget it.
So, I think we got a few of these good bad boys. I think it's time to say goodbye.
Everybody, let us know what you think about these and what are the impacts on your life. Let us know in the comments and catch you next one. Peace.